short time check-ins here in just a second after I do another station ID. Short timers are those who don't have long with us this evening. They usually tune in right at 8 o'clock in hopes that I won't go too long with my opening spiel here, so that they can check in, get their name and call sign on the log, and move on to whatever businesses they've got going on this evening. So we'll do that here in just a minute. And then after short time check-ins, I'll ask a question from the general class license pool. We like to do that to kind of help those technician class license hear those questions sort of on the fly in hopes that it'll help them to solidify the answers in their brain so they can go pass that test. But also, it's really good for us general class licensees and above to kind of keep fresh on those topics. So stick around for the question tonight. Then after that, we're going to have some news. Maria, AI5AllStarLink, has been nice enough to volunteer to do news for us tonight, and everyone knows she's got that radio voice, and we're looking forward to hearing the news from Maria tonight. Thank you, my friend, for doing that. And then after that, we'll do some announcements, and then we'll get into the regular check-ins portion of the net. If you could stick around for the regular check-ins portion of the net, you should, because there's I can almost guarantee you're either going to learn something, you're going to laugh at something, or it's going to pique your interest, because the topics that are brought up during the regular check-ins portion are always entertaining, educational, and make you want to go, So if you can stick around for that, it's definitely worth doing so. So anyway, with all that, let's do a station ID and jump right into short-time check-ins. As I've mentioned 3 times already, you are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, call sign N5OAK. I am Net Control, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am located in South Austin, Texas. And without further ado, if you would like to be short time tonight, I'm going to ask for check-ins. If you have no traffic tonight and would just want to have your call sign added to the list, tell me no traffic, and I will skip you altogether. Also, I recommend that you do the whole this is thing and let the mic drop. Here's how it goes. This is K5BZI. And see, notice I let the mic drop after saying this is. When you do that, you can hear probably, if you're doubling with somebody, you'll probably catch the very tail end of someone else saying this is. And then if you do that, you can hear them and let them go first, and you'll know not to double with somebody. So anyway, that makes life a lot easier for us net controllers and everybody else listening. We don't have to listen to that crazy noise that happens when people double up. So anyway, as I said, without further ado, here we go. Short time check-ins. Come now with your name and call sign, please. This is it.
Kilo Alpha 5 Delta.
This is Alpha India 5.
This is
November Michael Victor.
Okay, let me stop you guys. I heard a Michael Victor station sound like you're coming through echo, so go ahead again.
Number 3, November Michael Victor.
November 3, November Mike Victor. We've got you on the log. Go ahead, guys. This is AG5SJ, Micah, no traffic.
Is Alpha India 5 Oscar Sierra.
This is Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Ken in North South Austin, no traffic.
This is KB5MPJ, Jason and Beta, no traffic.
Alright, we had a pretty good run there. I've got Kilo Alpha 5 Delta, Alpha India 5 Oscar Sierra, November 3, November Mike Victor. I've got Micah AG5SJ, I got Kilo India 6 HQT, and of course Jason KB5 MPJ, the last 3, no traffic. Anybody else want to check in short time?
This is Kilo India 5 Juliet Tango.
This is Kilo India 5 Victor India Bravo, no traffic.
Kilo India 5 Victor India Tango, is that right?
Kilo India 5 Victor India Bravo, over.
Sorry, the last station that checked in, can you check in again, please?
This is Kilo India 5 Victor India Bravo.
Victor India Bravo, gotcha that time. Thanks again for coming. Appreciate that. I knew I didn't quite have it right. All right, anybody else?
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Tango Hotel, Pat, Austin.
Anybody else?
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Tango Hotel, Pat, Austin.
Yeah, I got you on the list there, Pat. Anybody else want to check in short time tonight? All right. Nothing heard. Well, let me jump to the top of the list then real quick and go to Kyle, Kilo Alpha 5 Delta. Checked in short time. Kyle, what's going on, man?
Hey, this is Kyle, Kilo Alpha 5 Delta. Good to hear you on. And a lot going on lately. Well, but the big thing is that if you remember when we had Bob Heil on the club, meeting, and he was recommending a certain microphone and a mixer. Well, it came in the mail today, and I'm showing it off on Discord right now on the Thursday Night Net. So this is my first time to use it. How does it sound?
Sounds fantastic, man. And since you set me up with a sound check, I'll do the same. Tell me how my audio. I got a report that I was a little overdriven earlier, so I apologize to everybody for that noise. How do I sound tonight, Kyle?
Yep, you're a little hot tonight, but that's due to a couple of things. I'd have to listen on the Oak repeater to really give you a more accurate sense. You always sound hot on the UT system, but that's I don't know. You've probably noticed a gain disparity between the Oak hub and the UT hub. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Back to Ned.
Okay, yeah, Roger. Well, I turned it down quite a bit, and so I will. If guys, if you're listening and my audio is ever off, never hesitate to let me know, because I got a lot going on in this shack, and whenever I come in here at dusk, I tend to knock knobs. So it's one of the things I use the Tuesday Southside Simplex for, is to kind of set my settings. But so I appreciate everybody letting me know. So anyway, congrats on the new gear, Kyle. It's awesome. I don't see anything on. Oh, you're showing it off on your video. I need to go over to the video. Right on, man. I'm gonna go check that out. Thanks for sharing, and congrats on the new gear. All right, man. Well, let's see. Next on my list was Justin, Alpha India 5 Oscar Sierra. That's Justin up in North Austin, and he just recently got back on the air in a new QT8. We heard him on Tuesday night. Sounded great. So welcome to the net, Justin. How are things with you this week?
Hey, good evening, folks. Hopefully I'm getting in. I'm on my, I just got the 900 megahertz antenna finished up today, so I'm not using a log periodic for 900. I'm actually on the 900 megahertz coming through the All-Star node, and yeah, things are good. Everything's working good. Have a little bit of a weird issue going on. My Cat 5's cable's making some noise. It's affecting me on HF, so I've got to see if I can get some ferrite beads, I guess, to get that thing solved. And well, it worked Herzegovina on 14.240 this afternoon. That was kind of fun. And I got a new amp. It's an FL7000. I'm just waiting on the keying buffer box to get here tomorrow. So things are coming together. All I got to do is just get the infed back up, so I've got 80, and my mean little station will be back on the air. So yeah, having lots of fun over here, and good to be back with y'all. And again, always a special thanks to the folks at the Oak for helping me out. KI5, MBF, KE5RS, and others. Can't thank y'all enough. This is AI5OS.
Yeah, roger that, man. You sounded really good, and you sounded great on Tuesday. And congrats on the amp. I myself have one of those FL7000 amplifiers, and I love it. It's good stuff. And yeah, good to hear you, man. Good to hear you back. Congrats on all the new gear. And we're glad to help out whenever we can. And yeah, good to hear you again, man. So thanks for checking in. We've got you short time, and we'll let you go, and we will hopefully catch you on frequency a little bit later on this weekend, or at least by Tuesday. Alpha India 5, Oscar Sierra, have a great weekend. Next on my list was Howard. It looks like November 3, November Mike Victor. You still with us there, man? Go ahead. What's new?
November 3, November Michael Victor. Name is Henry, and no traffic. Sorry, I should have said that.
All right, no problem, Henry. We got you on the log, no traffic, and thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you next time. Let's see, after Henry was Micah, Alpha Golf 5 Sierra Juliet. He said no traffic. Thanks for checking in, my friend. Have a great weekend. Then we had Ken, Kilo India 6, Hotel Clean Tango. Have a great weekend. He said no traffic as well. After Ken was Jason down there in Buda, KB5MPJ. He said no traffic. We'll catch you next time, Jason. Have a great weekend. Paul, Kilo India 5, Juliet Tango. What's new with you this week, man? Go ahead.
Good evening, KI5JT. It's nice to meet everybody. Just joined this week, and let's see, not much into VHF, but got a HF station here. Live out near in Granada Hills, not too far from the repeater. So this is a handheld that's trying to make it that way. Anyway, I just want to compliment everybody on what I've seen so far on the website, and I've got to learn a lot about Discord, but appreciate the welcome notes, and just appreciate to everyone. It looks like they're a really active group, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot and getting back into a few things and learning some things I finally needed to learn, but that's the update from here.
All right, well, we're glad to have you, Paul, and yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for an active club, boy, this one will wear you out. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, and it's a good time. So, thanks for joining in. And if you have any questions, feel free to jump back in during the regular check-ins portion. We'd be glad to have you if you can stick around. And that rule applies for everybody. If you check in short time and you're able to stick around or come back, and the net's still going on, by all means, recheck in during the regular check-ins portion. We'd love to have you. All right, next on my list is Sri Vikram, Kilo India 5, Victor India Bravo. I think he might have said no traffic, but I lost his call signs and I didn't write it down, so we'll holler at him anyway if he's still there. You still there, man? Go ahead.
This is India 5, Victor India Bravo. Yeah, that's all right, Ray. I mean, it is. I think it's a lot of work being the net controller, but yes, I did say no traffic, and good evening to everybody on the net. And that's it from me. 73, everybody.
Yeah, roger that, man. Thank you for checking in. We, yeah, you know, running the net's all right. Yeah, but whenever I get behind on NetLogger, it's easy for me to get confused. So, anyway, thank you for checking in. We got you in there, and we'll catch you next time. I'm backing off on the mic a little bit, guys. Again, sorry. I don't know why I'm so hot tonight because I haven't really changed all that much on this end. But I am backing up a little bit off the mic, and hopefully I can stay back here because typically I wind up hugging the mic a little bit. But anyway, next we'll go with Pat, Whiskey 5 Whiskey Tango Hotel. How you doing, Pat? How'd the CWNet go tonight?
Hey, Ray, thanks. Going well. Thanks, everybody on the net for checking in. CWNet was good fun. Conditions weren't that great. And actually, that's what I wanted to kind of chat about just a second. I got a couple of Discord messages this week about the CWNet. And I don't know, maybe I need to rename it because it's really not a net. It's been going on for about 2 years, and really we kind of don't care how good or how bad you are. And it's not a net in the sense of control net like this FM net. Basically, you go there and you call CQ and throw out your call sign. If somebody's there, they'll come back to you. So I just kind of wanted to make that statement is you really can't misbehave. If you go to the CWNet on Thursday night before this FM net and just call CQ with your call sign, or just if you hear a call sign, just call that. We welcome you. No matter how good or how bad you are, it's certainly a no judgment zone for CW. And that's about all I got, Ray. Thanks.
Absolutely, Pat. Glad you jumped in and talked about that. By the way, guys, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I wanted to say, I just wanted to back you up on that, guys. Yeah, the CWNet happens every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. right before this net. And again, the word net, we throw that around, and if you're new to the hobby, it's kind of a loose term. We have a Tuesday night get together. We call it a net. It's more of a rag chew. It's more of a round table session. The CWNet is very open, very laid back, and they are open to any and all skill levels. I'm terrible, and they even let me check in. So, go check out the Thursday night CWNet if you're even at all interested. Go listen in for a week or so and listen to how it goes. It's pretty easy going. It's on 3532, give or take, and that is a technician portion of the band. So even you new guys can go in there if you've got the rig to do so and go listen in to the CWNet every Thursday night. And Pat is very, very welcoming and very gracious to host that net every week, and it's been going on now quite a long time. So do go check it out. All right, with that, I have to mention that I just pulled the piece of tape off of off of the knob, the gain knob on my board for my microphone, and realized that it's set way higher than I remember it being set when I put the piece of tape on it. And wow, I'm being told to dial it back more even still. That's so strange. All right, guys, I apologize. I am doing the best I can, but I'm not sure what's going on in here. I must have had some gremlins sneak in the shack over the last couple of weeks and change things around, because this is crazy. I've got my radio turned almost all the way down on my gain, and my board is sitting at half of what I usually set it at, and yeah, unless you guys have just been dealing with me over the last few times, I apologize if I've been too loud. But anyway, hopefully I'm a little bit better tonight, and we'll make it work. I appreciate all the feedback. Keep it coming. All right, that was my last one. If you just joined us a little bit late, we are at the end of the first round for short time check-ins. So if you want to check in short time tonight, short time only, come again with your name and call sign, please.
This is WA7FLE, Will, short time check-in.
Anybody else?
November 5, Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, Jerry, short time.
Keep them coming. Anybody else?
November Foxtrot 5, Yankee Brant, short time.
This is Kilo India 5, Kilo Sierra Romeo, Steve Bastrop, short time and no traffic.
Crap, Steve, I was playing with my board and missed your call. Can you give it to me one more time?
It's Kilo India 5, Kilo Sierra Romeo.
KF5, KSR in the log. Anybody else short time tonight?
This is Kilo Alpha 5, Charlie. It's Court. All right, Court, got you on the log. Anybody else? All right, nothing heard. We're going to go back up to the top of my second round list and check in with Will. That's Whiskey Alpha 7, Fox Lima Echo. Will, how you doing this week, man? What's new?
No complaints. Finally got the 7100 set up where it's in its quote-unquote forever home, but definitely just checking in for a short time, first time on the Thursday night net.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't recognize that call, and it's great to have you, man. Welcome to the net. Welcome to the club. Are you new to the area or just been lurking for a while and haven't checked in?
I'm a grad student at UT. I've been getting into the hobby since Snowmageddon and getting my feet wet, got my technician's license, been hanging around the UT ARC for a few months now, and this is just the first time I've caught the Thursday night while I was near the radio.
Oh, roger that, man. Yeah, great. So we've got a member of the UT Amateur Radio Club with us tonight, guys. Well, thanks for checking in, man. That's great. Good to hear from you, and hopefully we'll hear from you even just later on. And like I said earlier, if you can stick around long enough to check in again during the regular check-in portion, we'd love to have you. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and glad to have you on the log. Next on my list, guys, is Jerry, November 5 DFW. What's new with you this week, my friend?
Hey, good evening. No, not too much. Just came from the Williamson County Amateur Radio Club meeting. We were discussing plans for field day, and headed back mobile. Headed back, gonna pull off here and grab some dinner. It's getting pretty late, and haven't had anything yet. So just wanted to jump in real quick and say, hey, I've checked into this net before, but it's been a while. So good to hear it's still going on. We're all juggling all our plates, I guess. Get on when we can, but it's good to hear it's a very active net, and sounds like things are going well. And hope everyone's doing well and staying cool. It was a nice day today, but I'm sure the heat is about to really get turned up just in time for field day. So anyway, everybody stay cool, take care, and thanks for picking me up. This is N5DFW, back to net.
Yeah, roger that about the heat, my friend. I went out and cut the grass today and waited till about 5 o'clock, and it was still pretty brutal. But again, it's not hot yet. As those of us who've lived here a while will tell you, it ain't hot yet. So we'll see. Good stuff. Checking in. I knew I recognized that call, and glad to have you, man. So I'll let you run off to dinner, and have a great weekend, and maybe we'll see you at field day. It sounds like you're doing field day with that group, so maybe we'll have a field day location contact. And good luck with that and all your planning. I know how that is. I am on the field day organization committee with this club, so I know how that goes. So good luck with all that, and we hope you guys have a successful one out there. Next on my list is Brant, November Fox 5 Yankee. What's going on, neighbor?
What's going on, Ray? Thanks for being the net control. I've always liked your style as the net control, and I haven't been around so much because life's been more demanding lately. I was in Seattle recently, and I noticed I brought my HT, and I was really surprised there was a lot of repeater activity in the Seattle area. So that was encouraging. In other news, I'm building a shack. I always thought that I'd have to wait until I was like in my 80s to have my own shack, and here I am, middle-aged-ish, and I'm going to have my own shack because my wife, the YL, is tired of me being in the laundry room, and now I'm starting to admit that I'm tired of being in the laundry room. Just let it drop there. Building it out. It's going to be a 10 by 15 space. I already have the foundation poured, and I was going to put a tough shed on it and finish it, but now I'm going to get somebody to contract frame the thing and finish it. A guy who does backyard offices. So pretty excited. So I hope all you all are doing well and staying cool. In Fox 5Y, back to net.
Man, that is super cool. As Sammy would say, that is a hot steaming bowl of fine business. And I hope that you share progress pics on Discord, because, man, that'd be a lot of fun to watch. So good luck with the project. I know how contractors can be. So I'm going to knock on wood for you now, and hope that you get that thing done sooner than later, and hope that we can get some progress pics along the way. And maybe when it's done, we'll hear you on Tuesday night again. Hello. Been a while, buddy. All right, man. Well, have a great weekend, and good luck with the project, and keep us posted. Next on my list is Steve. That's Kilo India 5 KSR. Steve, what's happening on your world this week, man? I guess we lost Steve. KI5 KSR, did you move on? All right, we lost Steve. That's all right. He's in a log. No traffic. I'll put him down, and hopefully we'll hear back from him later on. And that leaves my last check-in for short timers so far tonight. Kilo Alpha 5 Charlie. That's Court. Court, thanks for your feedback on my audio there, man, and I hope I'm sounding better. How you doing?
Howdy, Ray. This is KA5C Court. Thanks for bringing the gain down. It makes it a lot easier to hear you and enjoyable to hear you. I have nothing to report except that I had fun. I think it was Lance. I was inspired by Lance, and I went to the French legation last Friday night and activated that as a POTA, and that was fun. I was being pointed at and kind of laughed at like, nerds, you know, and because they saw a guy sitting in the parking lot of this legation, which was closed. And then I was looking at all the wildlife getting picked up on Ubers going downtown and for the party. Anyway, we're going to do it again this week, this Friday night at 8:30 p.m. So I'm going to try to talk Kyle into coming down with me too. But Friday night, 8:30, 40 meters, doing another POTA at the French legation. So you can listen, you can get on POTA.app, or you can even show up down at the French legation in downtown Austin and see how people throw wires into trees. Back to net.
Yeah, Roger, man. You know, if they're going to get called out, at least show up in force. Get your brother and some other nerds to come join you for Friday night at 8 p.m., guys. French legation. Go hang out with Court and do some parks on the air. That's a great location. Yeah, Lance has done it several times. He even got a little write-up on their Twitter page. That's pretty sweet stuff. So, anywho, thanks for the info, and we'll try to catch you on Friday night. I will be in Houston Friday night seeing Steely Dan at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, so I will be out of touch for that activation. But we'll catch you next time. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch y'all later on down the log there, Court. Appreciate it. All right, anybody else? Last call for short time check-ins. It's getting kind of late in the hour, guys, so if you just joined me and you want to do short time, you're kind of late showing up. But I'll throw it out there one more time. This is for short timers only. If you want to check in short time, come down with your call.
This is Whiskey 5 Romeo Delta.
Anybody else? All right, Richard, how you doing, man? Whiskey 5 Romeo Delta. How's it going?
This is W5RD. Yeah, I got a new radio for my birthday a few days ago, and so I've been fiddling around with that. Besides that, not much. School, but I got it's Yaesu. It's Yaesu handheld. So I've been trying to figure out the wires X on it, but I can't figure that out. That's what I've been doing recently.
Well, happy birthday and congrats on the new rig, man. It's been a while since I talked to you, and you're sounding great on the new radio. Thanks for checking in. Maybe if you hang out for regular check-ins or after the net, you can get some help out on that Mars X piece. But it's good to hear from you again. It's been a while. Appreciate you checking into the net tonight. All right, guys, with that wraps up our short time check-ins for tonight's net. Let me let it drop and do a station ID, and we'll move right on into the general class license pool exam question. You are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Our call sign is N5OAK, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control for the evening, and we just finished up short time check-ins and gonna go into our general class license pool exam question. But before we do, let me remind you that you can follow along with us on Discord tonight if you'd like to. Just download the application. If you don't have it already, you can go to our website at n5oak.org and request access to our Discord server, where you can tell me how hot my mic is, or you can join me in my shack, because I'm live streaming video as we speak. So I'd love to have you join me in the shack tonight. If you're already on Discord, feel free to jump on over, and you'll see us. We got a handful of folks on the video stream tonight, so come join us if you can. All right, without further ado, let's move right on into tonight's general class license pool exam. And tonight's question comes from section G5, and it's B12. And the question is, what would the RMS voltage across a 50-ohm dummy load dissipating 1,200 watts? What would be the RMS voltage across a 50-ohm dummy load dissipating 1,200 watts? And I'm going to read the answers to you and open it up for technician class licensees to give me a guess. So here are the answers. Alpha, 173 volts. B, 245 volts. C, 346 volts, or D, 692 volts. And I'll go through it one more time. A, 173 volts. B, 245 volts. C, 346 volts, or D, 692 volts. If you are a technician class licensee and would like to give a shot at the answer to that, come with your call sign and your answer now, please. Nothing heard? No technician class licensees want to give that a shot, eh? Come on, somebody just pick an answer out of your hat, and maybe you'll get lucky. All right, well, I guess I picked a good one this week. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Any class, anyone, anywhere want to give this answer a shot? Come now.
Got no answers, KI5 and OK. I'll go Alpha.
Anderson goes with Alpha. Thank you, sir, for playing. Anybody else?
BBS for Charlie.
Rusty says Charlie. Come on, guys. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
K7TVA. I didn't hear the choices, but if there's an answer in the vicinity of 250 volts, I'll take that one.
Roger. TVA says Bravo. The answer being 245 volts. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Anybody else? All right. Well, let's see. The question again is, what would the RMS voltage across a 50-ohm dummy load dissipating a 1,200 watts be? And the answer is, in fact, Bravo, 245 volts. Way to go, TVA, man. Tell me, how'd you know that?
Well, power is voltage squared divided by resistance, so I did some math, and for a change, I did it right.
Power equals voltage squared divided by resistance. And that probably plays in with one of the other questions, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, appreciate that, man. Thanks for checking in. Or thank you for your answer, I should say. And being the only one correct. But thanks, everyone, for playing. Appreciate that. And we'll move on to the news. Hang on just a second. Let me check in one more time with station ID. Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, Thursday Night Net, call sign N5OAK. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI, and I think I've got my audio level set right. Sorry for the hot mic earlier, guys. And without further ado, we will hand it over to Maria, KI5SYX, for tonight's news. Maria, take it away.
This is KI5SYX, Maria, with tonight's news. From Amateur Radio News Online, Pride Radio Group preps for international contest. Barely 2 years after its founding, the Pride Radio Group is hosting its first contest for hams worldwide during Pride Month, which begins in June. The contest, CQ Pride, will be held from June 4th to June 6th. It is open to amateurs in single and multi-operator categories on all HF, non-WARC, VHF, and UHF bands, and using all usual modes. Organizer Michaela VK3FUR said that the Pride Radio Group event is a celebration of diversity within the amateur radio community. Michaela said that small clubs and individual newcomers are especially welcome. Contacts can be on CW, phone, and digital, and may be made using satellites, repeaters, hotspots, and internet links, provided RF is involved in at least one hop. Participants may spot other stations, but not themselves. Additional details are available at prideradio.group/contest. Also from Amateur Radio Newsline, amateurs receive transmissions from China's Mars mission. Almost a year after its launch, China's Mars mission has made contact with hams here on Earth. AMSAT-DL reports that it has successfully received transmissions from Tianwen-1, the Chinese Mars mission. According to a recently published report, this took place at Bochum Observatory in Germany using a 20-meter antenna and GNU radio. GNU radio is free open-source software used to create software-defined radios. The report, written by Daniel Estevez, EA4GPZ, Mario Lorenz, DL5MLO, and Peter Goldsvall, DB20S, said that the Chinese spacecraft has been successfully tracked using a real-time GNU radio decoder that has stored 10 months' worth of transmitted telemetry information. By interpreting the telemetry variables, the GNU radio was able to track the mission, which began with its first launch on July 23rd of last year. Further, from QRZ.com, ISS SSTV on June 8th and 9th at 145.800 megahertz FM. Russian cosmonauts on the International Space Station are planning to transmit slow-scan TV images on 145.800 megahertz FM, probably using the SSTV mode PD-120. The transmissions are part of the Moscow Aviation Institute SSTV experiment, MAI-75, and will be made from the amateur radio station RS-0ISS in the Russian ISS service module. This will be the first time the experiment will use the recently installed Kenwood D710GA. On June 8th, setup and activation at 9:45 to 10:15 GMT, stopping at 15 GMT. On June 9th, start at 8:35 GMT and stop about 16:15 GMT. The signal should be receivable on handheld with 1/4 wave width. If your rig has selectable FM filters, try the wider filter for 25 kilohertz channel spacing. You can predict the ISS pastimes at amsat.org/track. And finally, from BigThink.com, the DX to end all ZXs. A group of California researchers is planning what some might call the DX to end all ZXs. They recently announced they'll be transmitting a message from a deep space network at Goonhilly, England, to an alien solar system 39 light years away. The message targets TRAPPIST-1, a dwarf star outside of our solar system. Unlike amateur radio, the message is to be sent in early October will be able to transmit music, and it will, along with details about the environmental crisis we're having on Earth. The researchers are part of a group called METI International, a group of scientists devoted to pursuing interstellar messaging. In fact, the acronym stands for Messaging Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Their planned message follows in the tradition of the most famous radio transmission to date, sent almost 50 years ago from the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico. A decade later, another mode of messaging was used involving the so-called golden records, phonograph records sent on board the two Voyager spacecrafts. None of those attempts at communication reportedly got replies, even though in Voyager's case, instructions were included on how to play the records. Perhaps radio will win at the end, after all, and this new message will succeed where others seem to have failed. Well, let's hope the band conditions are promising and hope someone is still around and replies. For the Out of This World news tonight, this has been KI5XYX, Maria. Back to net control.
Maria, as always, you do not fail to impress. Thank you, my friend, and that was a fantastic report. And I just want to say, that Pride Special event looks like this is the first time they've done it, and I'm super excited to hopefully, I'll be out of town this weekend, but I'll be getting home probably around midday on Sunday, and it looks like it'll still be going on. So I'm going to jump in the shack to see if I can't make contact with that Pride Special event station. That's pretty cool news. I'm very excited that group exists and that they're making activity. That's pretty cool. So you guys make sure to check that out this weekend. And the ISS SSTV stuff, guys. If you've never done that, they do it quite a bit. And as Maria mentioned, you can receive those signals with an HT. So it's pretty possible that if you've got a rig set up at home with a decent vertical antenna, if you can get the audio from that rig into your computer, there's a piece of software called MMSSTV. You can download it for free, and you can intercept those slow scan TV images. It's pretty simple to do. A lot of our club members, myself included, have done it in the past. So if you need any help, we get set up with that. Feel free to reach out. There's an SSTV channel on Discord, in fact, that's dedicated to that. So go to the SSTV channel on Discord and reach out and say, hey guys, how do I do this? And we'll even throw some test images over to you in the meantime. That's coming up next week, June 8th and 9th. So you've got plenty of time to get your rig set up and ready to intercept those images from the International Space Station. It's pretty cool. And if you can't get set up to receive yourself, be sure to monitor the SSTV channel on Discord, because those of us who are set up, I'm sure we'll be sharing and bragging about what clear photos we got from the space station next week. So thanks for that information there, Maria, and appreciate the news reports, and we'll catch you next week. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll hear you check in a little bit later on. All right. Before I move on to Fox Hunt and TriviaNet updates, let me first check out there and make sure that no one has any questions or comments, or maybe some other news, amateur radio-based newsworthy information they'd like to share with us for the net tonight. Come now with any questions or comments. Go ahead. Okay, nothing heard. Well, let's see. Do we have a certain KI5MBF, Mike Victor Fox Jeff, are you with us tonight? No go, Jeffrey. Well, I know that we did have so Jeff's been pretty good about giving us updates and information on fox hunts. We've just had so many of them as of late that he's kept track of most of. So I'm kind of calling you out now, Sky, but if you're around and would like to give an update on the results of your fox hunt that you set up for us this last weekend, their November 5 Lima X-ray, if you're so inclined to jump in and give us an update on how that went, go ahead. November 5 Lima X-ray, go ahead. All right. Yeah, I didn't reach out to Sky before the net, so it's kind of on the fly there. So he probably might not be with us tonight. But hopefully we will hear. I did not myself. I was out of town this weekend, so I wasn't able to go hunt Sky's fox over the weekend. But maybe we'll during regular check-ins we'll hear about those who found it. Get some info on that. So with that, I'll hand it over to Rusty, WZ5BBS, for this week's Trivia Net update. Rusty, and by the way, he's our social events coordinator as well, and I think we had a little brunch hunt recently too. So Rusty, what's new, man? Tell us all about it.
Hey Ray, everybody on the net, and Anderson. For those of you that are new, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club has a trivia net right here every Friday at 9 o'clock. We had 20 players last week. Guess who? Kent, KI5RBT, came in the number 1 spot. Sky, N5LX, made the number 2 spot, and Jeffrey, KI5MVF, was number 3. As far as the elimination round went, we got all the way to level 3, and then took out Kent, KI5RBT, Leonard, KI5NLC, and Scott, KI5OBD. And I got to thank Scott. Scott went to Colorado last week, and he was playing in Lubbock at the Comfort Suite Inn. So thanks, Scott, for hanging out with us on the Thursday or the Friday night trivia net last week. As far as player rankings go, man, things aren't changing much. We got Kent, KI5RBT, in the number 1 spot. So far, Kent has played 42 trivia nets. Check that out. Adam, N5YHF, hanging out in the number 2 spot, and David, N6DBX, is in the number 3 spot. So at the first Friday of every month, we do North versus South. So that's coming up tomorrow. The North won last one, so the North is up 6-5. So if you're free tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we can totally use your help. And the border is the river. So if you're north of the river, then you're from the north. Wherever your heart lies is where you make vote. So North versus South coming up tomorrow. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. We'll get the bingo started off at 8:30, so you have something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. I'll put all the details and a link in the Thursday Night Net Discord channel. To check out the player rankings, stats, net logs, or for more information about the Friday Night Trivia Net, you can head over to n5oak.org and click on the Trivia Net tab. And we also have the Crossroads Ham Radio Club. They're making representation, man. This is the second week going. So with that said, we've got some new members in the club. We're up to 428 members, and we've got 3 new members this week. So, of course, we got Paul, KI5JT. We heard from him earlier in the short time check-ins. And then we got Chris, W5CUY, and Bill, W5ITZ. They are both part of the Crossroads Ham Radio Club. So if you're over in Louise, Texas, you can tune in. Usually they have one of their repeaters tied into us as well. So thank you guys for making that. As far as new, exciting, and fun club-related news, so one of our members has donated a Drake TR7, and we're going to set up the auction, and we're going to get that going here shortly. I've got everything set up on the Discord. I'm about to make it live once I shut up and pass this back over to Ray. So there's going to be an auction channel that's going to pop up in the Discord, so y'all check out the auction channel. It'll have pictures and that'll be where you can place your bid. Opening bid starts at $350, and all proceeds go to the club. The auction ends June 23rd, so you got 3 weeks to ask your questions and all that kinds of fun stuff. I think Chris, KV5TX, is going to set it up and test it out so that we know how well it doesn't work. But yeah, so Drake TR7, if you're in the market for a Drake TR7 or interested, go check out the auction channel here shortly. And, of course, our upcoming club meeting, it's July 16th, and it will be in person at State Firefighters and Fire Marshal Association. We will be electing board members at this meeting. If you would like to nominate somebody or yourself, please check with them first and then tell your favorite board member. For more information, you can check out the July 16th meeting channel on Discord. And then for Fox Hunt, I'll give you a little quick Fox Hunt update. I was scrolling through, and, of course, it just disappeared on me. We did have a really cool Fox Hunt this weekend. It was done by Sky N5LX. There were 3 people that got it. John N5CFB was the first person to get it. Mark N5UMT was the second, and our very own Fox King Jeffrey and Ashley KI third. I was supposed to set one up this weekend, but I completely dropped the ball, and I've got to be in the Metroplex here and Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to do that. If you do want to play and sign up, you can sign up to be the Fox. There's a link pinned in the Fox Hunt channel on Discord, so go over there, hang out, and you can sign up for whatever weekend. We usually do them every other weekend, but we're not opposed to doing them every weekend as well. And last but not least, I actually chatted with Brandon last night, and we're going to get the DMR machine back on super quick, or as quick can be. But we got Soundcheck Net, and it's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. It's the Amateur Logic Soundcheck Net. If for those of you who have any kind of digital modes, you can check in AllStar, Echolink, Ham Shack Hotline, DMR, D-Star, NXDN, P25, Wires X, or Yaesu System Fusion. So if you've got any of those and you want to test out your gear, the Soundcheck Net is the place to do it. Right now, a hotspot is the only place to do it, but we will be getting that up and going on the DMR machine at 441.300 soon enough. And the easiest way to stay up to date is to subscribe to the official club calendar. Head over to n5oak.org and click on the calendar tab. Once you do that, you'll see a button there to add there, and we'll put everything in the calendar in your calendar, so you don't even have to think about it. Just one click, and you can subscribe to the official calendar. You can also add your birthday while you're there. So I think that's about all. That was a mouthful. I'm going to go and open up the auction channel and get all that stuff going and throw some stuff in the Thursday night Discord channel. If y'all have any questions, I'm sure Ray will be able to handle any and all questions. Otherwise, I'll be around here. So thanks for running the net, Ray. WZ5VBS, back to net control.
All right. That's a good mouthful there, man. I appreciate all that information, my friend. And yes, guys, if you are new to the hobby and you don't own any NT gear, a Drake receiver, and this one in particular is pretty cool. The thing about these Drakes or Collins gear, even some of the older Yaesus and Kidwits, they tend to retain their value at this point, especially those of this ilk, because it's mostly circuitry. It's not so much tube on the inside. This one might have a tube or two in it, but this is probably young enough that it works pretty well, and they tend to retain their value. So if you think you might want something cool on your bench in your shack, something antique to play with, this is definitely worth looking into, and it's going to be a good deal. So go certainly check this out. As Rusty said, proceeds go to the club, and it's a good way to dip your toes in the antique radio market. They're pretty neat. I've got a shelf of old radios myself, and I love every last one of them. And also, I'd like to give a shout out to the Crossroads ARC. Thanks to Paul, Chris, and Bill for joining us tonight, for linking their system up tonight. I did notice that while I was doing the rundown at the intro to the net tonight, so good to hear you guys on, and hopefully we'll hear more of you, and we really appreciate you being here. All right, I've got one more announcement to make before I open it up for other announcements, and that is that I've come across an amateur TV repeater that I can get for a pretty good deal. I've created a channel on Discord under the name of FastScan TV. For those of you who may be interested in amateur TV, it runs on the 70 centimeter band. We have privileges to run full FastScan TV that can be picked up on a TV that's able to tune within the channels of like UHF channels between like 30. I think it's like between 32 and 35. This one in particular, I think, transmits on channel 35. It's a simplex machine. But anyway, I've got a link on a pretty good deal for pretty much a full setup. And I've already talked to KA5D. He's going to make room for it up there at the UT location if we, in fact, as a club, decide to procure this equipment. So, if you're interested at all in amateur TV, FastScan TV, and think the club might benefit from having we would be the only club that I know of other than the one in Boulder, Colorado that has a club-sponsored amateur TV repeater. So jump over to the FastScan. We can raise a little money or at least raise enough interest. I might be able to lean on the club or on the board a little bit to procure some money from our existing coffers to cover the expense of this thing. But it is for sale to the public right now, so someone might buy it out from underneath us in the meantime. But if you're interested in this at all, definitely go check it out at the FastScan TV channel. All right. Anybody else have any news or nuggets or announcements for us tonight? Come down with your call sign. Okay. That stuff, I know it was a lot. If you were stuffing your face with pie like Scott was and didn't catch it all, feel free to reach out as the net progresses, and we'll give you all the. All right, we're going to move on into regular check-ins now. Thank you for joining us. If you joined us late, you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. N5OAK is our call sign, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control, and that means that it is a controlled net. So stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. You do not have to be a designated club member to join our nets. In fact, we encourage any and all licensed amateur radio operators to join us, and we especially encourage those of you who are new to the hobby or new to the area or new to whatever frequency you're listening to. Come join us during the regular check-ins portion. It's a lot of fun, and I think you'll meet some cool folks and maybe even learn something or two. The regular check-ins portion of the net is an open forum, and we ask that all stations refrain from topics of politics or religion or anything that might be offensive to anyone else. Keep it friendly, and we always do a pretty good job of that. This net's been going for years now, and we've never had an issue, so let's keep it that way, guys. So without further ado, let's open it up. Again, if you'd like to follow along with check-ins, you can do so by downloading NetLogger at netlogger.org. I use NetLogger. It's an online logging tool, and you can follow along as I check folks in and yell at me if I got your call sign wrong. And if you'd like to join me in the shack, you can do so by going to the video channel on Discord. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask. All right. If you'd like to check into the nets tonight, come now with your name and call sign, and be sure to say this is and let it drop so to make sure you're not just jumping on somebody. And keep them coming because I can keep up. Come now with your name and call sign if you'd like to check into tonight's Oak Hill Amateur Radio net.
This is 5 Mike Whiskey Alpha, Mike in Oak Hill.
This is E5 November Delta Sierra.
This is Kilo Golf Fight, Kilo Victor Juliet, KG5 KVJ, Garrett and Buda.
This is KI5 NLK, Anderson and Manchester. Kilo India 5, Oscar Bravo Delta, Scott down in Kyle.
This is KI5 MVF, Jeffrey in South Austin.
This
Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November, Ernest in East Austin.
This is Alpha Charlie 5 call, Philip in East Austin.
This is Kilo Charlie 3, November Alpha Golf, Randy, Anderson Mill, coming in on the flagship 320.
Keep coming, guys.
India 5, Uniform Kilo Foxtrot, Steve in Dripping Springs.
Is that all?
Whiskey Zulu 5, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra, Rusty, Northwest Austin.
All right, then. We'll jump back up to the top of the list and check in with Michael. What's up, Mike? Kilo 5, Mike Whiskey Alpha. How's it been, man?
K5MWA here. Hey, Rusty, I'm sorry. Ray, it's good to hear from you, man. I haven't heard you on in a while. I've been wondering what's happened to you. Not much going on here. I've been really busy lately, and the summer's fixing to get even busier, and so I've had my stack turned off for about 2 weeks since the last storms. But I'm tracking a station right now. I want to see if I can't grab on 20 meters that's coming out of Fairbanks, Alaska. So that sounds like that would be a good catch. So anyway, like I said, not much going on here. Got a new radio in last Sunday. I just opened the box a couple of days ago. I've been that busy. K5MWA and back to net.
So let's get this straight. So you give me a hard time for not hearing me, and then you turn around and tell me you haven't turned your radio on in 2 weeks. Well, there you go, man. There's your problem. You can't hear me if your radio's not on, Mike. And before I say too much, you got to give us a frequency on that Alaska station, because I know folks our ears chimed up when you said that. Go ahead.
It's 14.21, well, 14.218, but he's a little low, so 14.217.9. And yeah, well, I do turn my radio on in my truck every morning and every afternoon on the way home, and I haven't heard a single slacker for the last almost not a single slacker for the last couple of days. I wonder where Rusty's been. It's K5MWA back to net.
Yeah, there you go. See, I went out and cut the grass today, and as I was cutting it, I looked down at my watch and realized that it was slacker net time, and I thought, man, I keep forgetting, because they go so early, but it sounds like I'm not missing anything, so there you go. All right, well, thanks for that frequency, guys. If you need Alaska, go jump over there and grab it real quick. But if anyone's got anything for Mike this week, and by the way, before I open it up, tell me about the new rig, man. What's in the box? He's already back over on 20. All right, if anyone's got anything for Mike tonight, come now with your name and call sign.
KF5MVF.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, I was on there today at about 1:30. If not, probably later, probably closer to 2:15. Talking to Sammy, and I definitely was on there a lot last week. So it's happening. You're gonna have your ears on more. KI5MVF, back in net.
Answer for that. Always, I'm the 3:30 to 4 o'clock slot, so, you guys want to talk to me, you got to hit me then. K5MWA back in there.
Yeah, so to be fair, I had always heard that the slacker net was like around 3:34, 4:30, like in that 3:30 to 4:30 sort of shot there. So, by the way, guys, I failed to mention earlier, and I was going to, Rusty went through a little list of nets. If you'd like a rundown of our nets, to be fair, we do a list of nets at the end of this net every night. So if you'd like to get the full rundown, hang tight. I'll give it to you when this net ends later on tonight. But what we're talking about now is the newly coined slacker net, kind of a roadshow that happens while folks are coming home from work in the late late afternoon between 3:30 and 4:30. So be sure to check them out and give them a hard time if you don't hear Anderson. All right. Anybody else got anything for Mike before I let him jump back over to HF tonight?
BBS.
Go ahead, Rusty.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I was totally busy today, but I was in there yesterday. Yeah, I try, man. I try. And, I've also been sneaking in some repeater IDs just to see if anybody knows it's me. And so far nobody said anything. So we'll see you in there tomorrow, though, 3:34, Slack a chat. That's where it's at.
Roger. I did recognize your repeater ID right before the net started, and I hope you recognized my repeater timeout.
I did, but you didn't follow up with repeater timeout canceled. So, whatever. But yes, I enjoyed that.
All right. Anybody else got anything for Schulte tonight before I let him go? Wasn't that his name, Rusty? The guy that always, the hockey player that always talked to you from the bathroom stall? What is Schulte?
KF5DPX, that's Shorzy.
Shorzy, that's it. I knew that sounded right. All right. To be fair, I haven't seen that show in a long time. All right. Cool. Anybody else got anything for Mike before I let him go? Okay. Well, we'll move on then. Let's see. After Mike, I had Rod. Whiskey 5, November, Delta Sierra. Man, Rod's been booming in on Tuesday nights, guys. We have a 2-meter simplex night every Tuesday. Starts at 8 p.m. If you guys, you should tune in. It's on 146.555. And Rod just got set up with a new amp, and he sounds great. So come check us out. Rod, what else is going on over there?
Well, good evening, Ray. I'm on a talkie tonight out here in the by the kitchen table. Am I coming in okay?
You sound great, man.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have a couple of things to report. This evening on 17 meters, I talked to Windsor Castle. The call sign was George Bravo 70 Echo. And I bet most of you can guess what that's about.
That's pretty amazing, dude. Windsor Castle. Yeah, during the Queen's big, it's her anniversary of her reign, right?
Yes, 70 years on the throne. The longest reign of any monarch at least in British history, probably any history.
Much to the chagrin of her oldest
And
son. Did we lose you?
my next report is yesterday morning. I worked Bali Island, which is in Indonesia, as most of you know. On 20-meter single-side band. He was 10 over 9. We had a great pass, and I was 5 and 7 with my 100 watts off the back of my hex beam. So those,
Thanks for running the net.
that's my big
always,
news for this
fantastic
week.
hearing your voice over the radio. I finally decided to, purchase a antenna mast set. So that showed up literally today. I also got some guy line rings, so that's been exciting. So I'm looking forward to putting this together. And then when after field day or maybe before it, who knows what happens with the antenna setup and radio setup with field day. This thing's gonna get hauled over to the in-laws, and we're gonna put in that Yagi beam on it, and we're gonna try and get that College Station to reach the yoke. KG5 KPJ back to nuts.
Whoa, that's pretty cool, man. Hang on just a minute there. Garrett, it sounds like we're having an issue with the All-Star on our 775 machine. So it sounds like Rod is still with us. So Ernesto, can you hear me? KF5BZN, can you hear me?
KF5PZN, yes, I can hear you very clear, all of you guys.
Are you able to communicate with Rod? Can you tell him that we can't hear him on the Oak, and I apologize for cutting him off?
Rod, can you hear me? This is KF5PZN.
Hear you just fine, Ernesto.
So the guys at the Oak Hill, the 320, I think, the main one, they cannot hear you. I guess you were talking and got cut off, and that's why they kept on talking. They're having an issue with All-Star.
Okay, I can try 775, see if they can hear me there.
775 is the one that they're having issues with the All-Stars. I guess you want to try the main one.
If he can connect directly to the 775, we might hear him.
I heard all that traffic, by the way, KG5KBJ.
I did too, but I don't know if it's going to hang.
Well, I just, I will come back in a little while. Dinner just appeared here, W5NDS.
Okay, Rod. Sorry about that, man. I can hear you now, but we completely lost you earlier, so I apologize for cutting you off. I didn't realize you were still there. Go have dinner, and I will I'll check back in with you in a little bit, okay?
Oh, roger that. My only other news is working volley on 20-meter sideband yesterday, W5NDS.
Gosh, I hate to let him go, man. This guy just talked to Windsor Castle and Bali. All right, man. Well, listen, that's great news, and if you can still hear me, go have some dinner and come check back in with us a little bit later on. I'm sorry about the glitch there. We'll definitely get to you, all right?
Roger that, Ray. W5NDS.
So, Garrett, so you're going to go set that big old 2-meter Yagi out in College Station and aim it at the Oak, huh? Tell me more.
Well, it's a plan we've been working on for a little bit, so it's, you know what, I was always kind of questioning how I'm going to get the mast up 30 feet. That number has always been in my mind, and this thing popped up on eBay. 32 feet for X amount of dollars, and it's like, well, that's better than, what other people are selling at. So I bought it, and, for field day it works out because it's great, it's expandable, and I figured, let's test it out with the Yagi, and we'll see if it works, and you know what? I think it's going to work, so next thing is planning out how we're going to set the guy lines up for that property, and, trying to get that guy on the yoke.
Dude, that sounds like a great plan, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. So you're saying you're going to, sorry if I forgot, you're going to bring the gear out to field day and test it out there, is that right?
If that's what's required, I don't know what you guys are planning for field day, but I mean, there's 32 feet of antenna mast here that's available for field day. If you don't need it, then it might go out to College Station sooner. KT5KPJ.net.
Okay, yeah, right on. Well, definitely mention that on the field day channel. I myself am completely self-sufficient. I don't need any extra gear, but I don't, that I can't speak for anybody else. So for sure, bring that up. Definitely, if we can use it, I'm sure someone will jump on it. But that sounds really awesome, man. So I'm glad to hear that antenna is going to get up in the air. I'm anxious to see how it works out, and I'll bet you with 50 watts in that antenna, he can hit the Oak from College Station. I'm just saying. I was able to hit the Oak with a 3-element Yagi and 25 watts from Lake Somerville, so I'll bet he'll have no problem. All right, guys, I've got KT5KBJ here with us tonight. Garrett's here. If anyone would like to say hi to him, come down with your name and call sign. Okay, nothing heard. Well, Garrett, good luck with the gear, man, and we'll see you at Field Day. By the way, guys, Field Day is coming up in just about 3 weeks. I should have mentioned that during the announcement part, and I did not. The Field Day channel's hot right now with conversations, so be sure to go check it out if you plan on joining us tonight. Joining us out at Field Day. We would definitely love to hear your questions and comments on the upcoming Field Day event, especially if you plan to join us for Field Day. We'd love to hear from you. Wink, wink. Okay, moving on down the list. Kilo India 5, November Lima Kilo is Anderson, and he's with us tonight. Anderson, what's new, man?
Hey, Ray. Thanks for running the net, and everybody else. Not a whole lot new. Just slacking off like normal. Nah, even more than normal. I had the Rona, so the wife has been on that side of the house where all my radios are. So I really haven't done anything. But I'm out walking around holding the key now. I mean, I'm way over the Rona, but she's still keeping my little radio room for me because I guess she likes the lack of snoring. So I've kind of been just not touching the radios at all. I have been getting on the afternoons, talk to Rusty and Jeff and them, but the last couple days I haven't because school's out and stuff. But I'm gonna make it a point to get back on the big radio and to be doing Tuesday nights and stuff. That's probably the most fun thing, and I've been missing out on all my radio stuff tucked away, and I can't really do Southside Simplex without a little bit of oomph. So slack. Back to you, Ray.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thanks for checking in tonight. I can tell you're on HT every time you move your head around. It kind of cuts a little bit, but we got all of it. You can't slack on SlackerNet, man. They've already called you out twice tonight. I don't know if you're listening, but you better get to it, buddy. And if the XYL is going to take over the shack, she better get her call sign because we want to hear from her in there. Can't let those radios get cold. All right, if anyone's got anything for Anderson tonight, come on now with your name and call sign, please. All right, Anderson. Well, welcome to summertime. Congratulations on having the kids 24/7. Hope you survive it, and we will catch you in August when they go back. All right, let's see. Next on my list, let me before I get to Scott, let me do a station ID. You are listening to the N5OAK Thursday Night Net. We are the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, and we're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. It is a controlled net, meaning the station should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. And my name is Ray. I am Net Control, and my call sign is K5BZI. Those are the numbers you want to remember when you report me to the big guys. So anyway, I think I'll be all right. But if you would like to check into our net tonight, we welcome any and all licensed amateur radio operator. I'm about halfway through regular check-ins, and I'll do another call for check-ins here in a few when I get to the end of the list. So hang tight if you haven't checked in. We'll get to a point where you can, and we'd love to hear from you. So until then, let me pick on the next guy on my list, and that's Scott down there in Buda, KI5. Yeah, Scott.
Howdy, Ray. Hey, everybody on the net. Yeah, I'm in Kyle, but I noticed the weirdest thing on NetLogger. Can you see it? It says I'm in California. It even shows an address in Sacramento. What the heck? Over?
Yeah, it's because I typed your call sign in wrong the first time, and when I hit enter, QRZ populates it. And sometimes when I repair it, it'll update, and sometimes it doesn't. So the only thing I changed was the name just to make it, yeah. So welcome to California, buddy. Go home. Kidding. Kidding, not kidding.
Yeah, I had to go check my QRZ page just to make. I was like, oh no, somebody hacked my call sign. Somebody stole it. Anyhow, not a lot of radio news. Had a great time in Colorado last week. We were there all week long in Woodland Park, Colorado. It's up the hill a few miles from Colorado Springs to the northwest. and altitude was over 8,500 feet. In fact, if I moved around too much, I started getting short of breath. So we tried not to do that. So we did a lot of relaxing. We got snow the first 3 days, and then sun the rest of the week, and it was just a great time. Let me let it drop. And I had the APRS going just about any time we were moving, and I know Rusty was tracking me a little bit. I wonder if he was tracking me a lot, especially if he last Wednesday when we went to Denver. I started looking into this APRS business, and man, you can pinpoint where people are. Yeah, fascinating stuff. I think that's about what I had. Looking forward to TriviaNet tomorrow night. Thanks for running the net, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. This is KI5 OBD, back to net control.
Well, that sounds just fantastic, man. You picked a great week, great time to go visit Colorado. Got a little snow, got a little sun. That's awesome, man. And I myself have been in that general vicinity. I've actually been to Colorado Springs, and it's beautiful, beautiful. Boulder, Denver, what a great trip. So I'll bet you had a great time. Thanks for sharing, man. And we're glad to have you home, but my goodness, it must have been a great trip. So good stuff. Thanks for sharing. If anyone's got anything for Scott tonight, come on now. We've got KI5 OBD, and he's here in Kyle, not Sacramento, California. Come now if you want to say hi to Scott.
BBS.
Go ahead, Rusty.
Hey, Scott. So, I did look you up right before the TriviaNet to see if we were going to get you, and I noticed that you went by Starbucks before you headed out. That kind of cracked me up. And then, you kind of went out the sideway up to Lubbock. So, once I figured out, I think y'all were in TriviaNet started on Friday, so I knew we weren't going to see you. But then, I turned it off, and then I looked again right before Friday Net, the TriviaNet, and y'all were in Lubbock. So I was glad that we got to hang out with you at least last Friday. So we'll see you tomorrow, man. North versus South. Let's see if the South will do it.
Anybody else got anything for Scott tonight? Notice how I went ahead with the transition there, sir, so you wouldn't have to put your Caucasian down. Got to keep the hands busy. All right. Thanks for checking in, Scott. And before we move on, I just want to let you guys know, I just posted it in the propagation channel. Where'd it go? Mike was just letting me know that there is a pileup on 14253 for that station at Windsor Castle. As much as I hate for people to leave the net, I would love for people to make contact with Windsor Castle. So if you can get on 14253 and hear GB70E, I recommend you do so. Go contact Windsor Castle if you can. Okay, moving right along. Next on my list is Jeffrey, Kilo India 5, Mike Victor Fox. Go ahead, Jeff. What's new, man?
I actually feel like I've got not a lot, but a couple real radio things to chat about. Been doing more APRS stuff recently. Not necessarily a whole lot, but more. I got Yaesu FT2DR from Justin, AI5OS, and it just kind of was the motivation that I needed to finally figure out what was going on with my digipeater at the home station. And it turns out what was going on with the digipeater is that I had a weird software fluke, maybe when I reset it all after changing my internet over. My GPS coordinates that were hard programmed in here were showing me in Mexico. And so I had to go in and reconfigure my GPS coordinates so that it would say that I'm here at home in Austin, Texas. So I got that figured out. It's been back up and running for a couple days now, and it seems that all is well. So glad to be back on the air there. And then I just recently bought Kenwood, I forget all of their acronyms, so the TM-V71A or something like that. Just a really good dual bander. Found it for a smoking deal on Facebook. If you guys like used radios, especially of the mobile variety, I highly recommend keeping an eye on the Facebook Marketplace. And all I do is just regularly search Yaesu, ICOM, stuff like that. If you search Kenwood radio, you're going to get a bunch of car stereos, but eventually you can program the algorithm to kind of know what you're looking for. Pressing that save button on anything that is interesting also helps train it. I spend way too much time on Facebook Marketplace, and it used to be Craigslist. But yeah, I've got a Kenwood dual bander coming my way that I think I'm going to set up for some cross banding. All of these dual band radios that I've got, and I still have never set up cross banding on any of them. Other than that, we just got some fox hunts going on. Had a good time on the last one, finding skies. Ashley and I let her kind of lead the drive there, and she got us to the spot, and then I was able to wade through the tall grass, and what I learned is called beggar's lice. The like little stickers that stick to your socks and your laces on your tennis shoes. And spotted it hanging up like 15 feet in a tree. And so it was a good one. But that's all I've got. AI5MVF. Back to net.
Roger that, man. Well, that's quite a bit. Let's see, where do I start? So the TMV71A is a fantastic rig. Never owned one myself, but I've known several people in the club that have had them. And you probably know that it has a glitch. It has that little ticking sound or whatever. So if you have, or at least next time you, excuse me, the next time you operate it, make sure and ask if you have that glitch on your audio, and we can help you get rid of it. And the other thing was, the first thing you were talking about. You were talking about something else. What was the first thing, Jeffrey? Oh, I know what it was. It was your digipeater. So if my digipeater is blowing your digipeater, and you're using Direwolf, I can send you a script. We've probably talked about this before, but if we haven't, I can send you a script. It's a little command that you can put in your config script that will make it deaf to mine. For those of you who don't know, Jeffrey and I live, as the crow flies, about, I don't know, 100 yards from each other, pretty much, 150 yards from each other. So, so if I'm blowing you up, let me know, man, and I'll send you that script over.
Yeah, I think I've got it in there to ignore you, or to, like, to not digipede what you digipede, etc. So I think I've got that in. So I made sure to find that for when yours is up. The Kenwood, I actually don't have my hands on it yet. It was listed in San Antonio, and my brother lives down there, and so I convinced him to go pick it up, and so I haven't got my hands on it yet. But I will keep an eye out for this ticking noise. I had heard there was like a fan issue or something. I think I just happened to scroll by that, and I have it sitting in like a tab open somewhere to go read. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about them. I do kind of wish it was a 710, the slightly upgraded model, just because of the built-in APRS functions. But I mean, not like I don't have enough APRS stuff going on already. But yeah, AI5MVF, back to net.
All right, man, we're keeping your eye for the tick sound. All right, guys, I've got AI5MVF here. Jeffrey's with us. If anyone's got anything for him, come now. Just even call sign, please.
KF5DPX Mobile.
Hey, go ahead, Chris.
Like I said earlier, Jeff, week ago or so, sorry I missed you on the speaking of APRS, the APRS stuff. I'm not sure why you weren't getting me, but yeah, I was rocking the little that TNC Mobile Link 3D thing hooked up to my V71, and it works fantastic with either your Android phone or your iPhone. So hopefully I'll try and send you a message again soon. KF5DPX, back to net.
Yeah, Chris. My guess on that one Actually, I really don't know what happened on that one. I had like the mobile radio, the 400 going, and I had the HT on. There's a chance that I just wasn't in a receiving spot of any good digipeaters. I don't think my home one was back up that day either. Maybe it was. I don't know. This week with the Memorial Day being off has thrown my mental schedule off, so I still think today's Wednesday, which is backwards from what most people I think would think it is. I can't remember. That's all screwy in my head. But yeah, now that I've got my digipeater back up, you should be able to send me a message, and I should definitely get it, even if it's just a day or two later when I decide to check the digipeater station. But yeah, AI5MCS.
All right. Anybody else got anything for Jeffrey tonight? All right, nothing heard. Well, thank you, sir, for checking in, and keep up the good work, and congrats on the new rig. Can't wait to hear you transmitting on it. And thanks to your brother for, shout out to your brother for saving you the shipping. All right. Let's see. I should check in with W5NDS. Do we have Rod back tonight?
Just finishing supper.
Okay, he's still finishing up. So we'll move on to Ernesto, Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November. Ernesto, how are you, man?
Okay, IPZN. Hey, Ray, thanks for running the net and everybody who's listening and participating. We just got back from visiting my folks back home. Did just a little bit of radio, like one night. I got a cool QSO there with Lance, AKI5, HHK, and then on 20 meters from Puerto Rico, and then another guy that I talked to in Florida. But then after that, we're busy doing all kinds of stuff every day, so by nighttime I was completely wiped. But I guess I'll try it some other time. Let's see. Aside from that, I think that's about it. It's just, took like about a week off to go visit them, and got back last night. There were some weather issues, so we were supposed to be back at 10 p.m., but got back home like at 3 in the morning. But could be worse. We made it. That's about it. KFI-PZN. Back to you, Ray.
Well, sorry to hear about your travel woes, but you're home and safe and made it, so I appreciate that. Welcome home. It sounds like you had a great trip, great visits with the family. That's always fantastic. And I want to tell you, thank you for operating. And man, I set that antenna up Friday night, it was Friday night, and I could almost hear you, but for whatever reason, that thing would not tune. That antenna was not playing. I didn't touch it. The next day, I came out about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and just turned my radio on and hit the tuner button, and the sucker tuned right up like it didn't even need a tuner. So I don't know if I had water in my transformer box or what, but it was a bummer. I was really hoping to make contact with you out there because I was right on the beach with a mobile setup, so that would have been cool. But I could hear you just barely. So anyway, guys, Ernesto just got back from Puerto Rico. He's been operating out there. And that was cool of him to take a radio when he went. We appreciate that. So if anyone's got anything for him tonight, Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November's here. Come now.
High 5 UKF.
UKF, go ahead.
Hey Ernesto, this is Steve from the FT91 channel. Thanks for all your help and advice you gave me on the channel on Discord. I was just curious if you took equipment with you to Puerto Rico, or if you had someone there that had a radio, and if you took the equipment with you, what kind of equipment you took down there with you, what travels well on airplanes, etc.
Sure. No, I took an FT891 that I have. It's a smaller HF radio that pushes 100 watts. It's pretty good for that type of operation because it's pretty small. I took an antenna tuner. I bought the LDG. I don't know. That's the brand is Z100 Plus auto tuner. It works just fine. And I don't have a battery to play to do portable operation, so I just took a small switching power supply. So I was just using it off my parents' house in an end-fed antenna. But yeah, everything goes well. I put everything on a little backpack inside the bigger backpack, but no issues at the airport. You know, I guess they're used to seeing nerds traveling with the radio, so yeah, it's just pretty easy, man. Pretty easy to carry all that stuff, and it's just, again, I wish I had more energy to do more radio, but we're climbing mountains, all kinds of stuff, and I'm getting older, so I was really tired by the end of the day. But I go pretty often, and I think I'm going to try to do it more often and probably get an antenna that's a little bit easier to deploy, and maybe a battery, because it sounds that would be a little bit easier to handle and carry. It's probably not, I don't know if they're heavier than the power supply, but that's the plan. Hopefully, I'll probably go a few more times before the year's over now, but I'll keep you guys posted so you can try it. KF5B's it in.
Good deal. I was on one of our nets, and they were listening to you, and I was not able to tune in then. I had a different radio at that point, but hopefully next time we'll try and catch up with you. Thanks a lot for the information on the travel rig, and this is KF5BKF.
All right, good stuff. Anybody else got anything for Ernesto tonight?
PBS.
In there, Rusty.
Hey Ernesto, glad you made it back home, man. Yeah, I could hear you as well, but for whatever reason, I couldn't seem to get out there to you, but I could barely hear you. And just wanted to let you know, I did record Kyle's net on Wednesday for you. It was only about 20 minutes, but I'll get that over to you, man.
Well, thank you, Rusty. We were also able to play trivia net on Friday. We're using Echolink. I don't know what I forget what Lance was using, but I could hear Lance. That's KI5HK. I could hear him on 20 meters, very clear. So I need to ask him what was his setup, because whatever he was using, that was perfect. I'll ask him next time.
Right on, man. Yeah, you also win the award for the furthest distance for playing the trivia net, so congrats on that, man. Glad you're back home, WZ5BVS.
So was he considered a northie or a southie?
Well, we weren't doing north versus south, but I think that would be a southie.
I have to agree with that. All right, anybody else have anything for Ernesto before I let him go? KI5PZN is here. All right, nothing heard. Well, Rusty, this last conversation just made me aware that we should start a GoBox channel on Discord where we can all post photos of our GoBoxes. What do you think?
Yeah, totally, man. I've got some of our GoBoxes up on the web and photo gallery stuff, but yeah, I think that would be a great idea just to show everybody, how you can go portable and make things happen.
That's a great point, guys. Go check out the photos on in5oak.org. There's a GoBox section. What made me think about it was that I have a GoBox that's built into an ammo can. That I've taken on the airplane several times, actually. I built it for the Belize trip, and boy, the what are they called? The security at the airport sure look at you funny when you walk up with a GoBox full of radio equipment, or an ammo can, I should say, full of radio equipment. But mine is designed that I can pull it all out of the ammo can, so they got a lot easier once I pulled it out. But the looks on their faces initially was priceless. It's always fun to travel with that thing. All right. One more time before I let Ernesto go. Anybody have any comments?
AA5D.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Ernesto, I'll send you a script for next week's Wednesday net.
I appreciate it, man, because that's why I was trying to. I was going to listen to see what was the new flavor on the net, just in case things change. Just wanted to keep it kind of similar to what you were doing. Thank you.
You bet, no problem. I'll get it to you tomorrow. KA5D, back to net.
Rusty, don't send me that recording because I'm sure Kyle totally outdid me. I don't want to hear it. I'll be embarrassed. But anyway, I think a GoBox channel on Discord would be great because just as the conversation went, it'd be a great resource for guys that might be looking to travel with radio and how to do so. Like I say, my little ammo can radio is a great airplane traveling radio, and I would definitely like to share that. So I think we might do that. We'll put together a Discord channel for you guys that are looking to travel with radio or have some questions about it and looking for tips. We can post photos. I think it's a good use for a new channel. All right, with that, let me do a quick station ID. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net in 508K is our call sign. My name is Ray, Net Control, call sign K5BZI, the control net. I've got about 4 more guys on my list before I open it up to more check-ins, so if you join us really late, hang tight and we'll let you check in. Next on my list is Alpha Charlie 5 Golf. That's Philip. What's going on out there in Deal Valley, Philip?
Not too much, Ray. Thanks for running the net. Good evening to everyone else on. Just been hanging out, playing with a new Microfox that I picked up, or that came in the mail this week, and been testing it, making sure it gets proper run time for a fox hunt and everything like that. And so far off this 7.5 hour battery, it has been running for about 36 hours, and the voltage is yet to drop below 12, so I think I'm ready to go. Let's take a breath. So hopefully I will get around to picking up a little ammo can or something and putting that out soon. I will definitely post in the Fox channel if I try to do a test run this weekend or something with that and let everyone know. Other than that, not too much radio news going on, and that should be about it. AC5G, back to net.
Yeah, Roger, I was just about to flip over to the Fox Hunt channel and see that, yes, in fact, that was you that posted images earlier today, and man, it looks great. Did you, so tell me about that case. Did you 3D print that yourself, or is that something that you picked up online?
That was kind of a universal case I found someone did online. I think the actual file came off of Theme, written in a open SCAD format, and you can basically just change the dimensions and put little PCB feet in there and cutouts for front panel, which I just decided I'm going to drill out. It'd be easier. But yeah, it was kind of a cool little CAD file for basically just a universal box that you can do. I can definitely link that in the Discord if anyone else is interested.
Yeah, you definitely should, man. I would recommend that you post a link to that box on there. Yeah, as you know, this club's big into fox hunt. That Fox Hunt channel is a great place for that link. So yeah, if you could do that, because that's a nice looking box and it's a pretty good looking rig you got going on in there. And we're looking forward to someone else having a fox to hide. So always good news, fine business. So let me open it up, guys. Alpha Charlie 5 Golf's here. He's building a new fox, joining in on the fox hunt craze. If anyone's got anything for him tonight, Philip's with us. Come down with your name and call sign. All right, Philip. Well, man, look, good luck with that new little fox that you got going on there. It looks pretty sweet. Thanks for the photos, and keep us posted. And hopefully I can get out and do another fox hunt sometime soon, man. Summertime's coming around, and I'm so busy. Every weekend I seem I'm out of town for the next few weeks, but hopefully I'll be able to get out and do one. By the way, speaking of that, I'm going to have my nephew, it looks like, 4th of July weekend. Those of you who have done field days with me in the past remember my nephew Cody staying up all night doing all-night ops on the club call. He never got tired. So if anyone wants to hide a fox on 4th of July weekend, man, do that, because I'd love to take him out on the fox hunt. A little shameless plug there. All right, moving on down the line to my friend Randy, KC3 NAG. What's going on, Randy?
Hey, Ray, what do you say there? Other than had a tremendous amount of fun on 20 meters, although it kind of slowed down a little bit. But I told you last week, I actually got a real confirmation on QRZ from Saudi Arabia, which was really cool. And, there was like Lithuania, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Italy, Moscow, Australia, and Chile. And the guy from Chile actually confirmed on QRZ too. So, been quite a bit of fun, but it's kind of like slowing down a little bit. And, I'm just running 100 watts and 40-20 meter off center fed dipole, like maybe like 25 foot off the ground. Like, it really probably should be a little higher, but it is what it is. But, I don't know, that's been fun. It's been quite a fun thing. I realized to change from November Alpha Gulf to Norway, America, Germany, and there's a lot less phonetical mishaps. Anyway, that's the news. KC3 NAG.
You better watch out for the purists. Those purists will give you a hard time for changing those phonetics, man. But you know what? If it works, buddy, and that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear you're making super contacts. Bravo Zulu India never translates well on DX. It always becomes like Berbrins, Booba Boo Boo or something. I mean, whatever it takes to get that signal across, man, I'm all for it. So good on you, man, for making all those contacts and getting them confirmed. Chile and freaking Slovenia and stuff. That's great. And I have noticed, by the way, this week I've been kind of halfway monitoring, and 20 seems to be. It got really hot there for a couple of weeks, and then like this last week it seems to have cooled off a bit. I noticed the same thing, so it's interesting you bring that up. So anyway, guys, Randy's working DX. Anybody got anything for KC3 NAG tonight? Come now with your name and call sign. I always have trouble with my I. People can't hear India. That never translates over DX. So I go Idaho or I go Indiana or whatever. Isaac. But yeah, I'm not gonna change the call sign anytime soon. But anyway, thanks for checking in, Randy. Have a great week, man. A great weekend. Keep up the DX. We'll catch you next time. KC3 NAG. All right, next on my list is Steve. That's KI5 UKF. Steve, what's new in your world this week?
Good evening, Ray, and everyone else. Thanks, Ray, for doing the net tonight, and I want to thank Maria for the news. The sound effects were really very entertaining, and she's kind of a natural at that. About 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks into my after passing my general exam, so I ended up getting the FT991A by Yaesu. Ham shack in the box or whatever. My shack right now is my back patio. I just come outside and run coax to 3 8-foot section tree saw, limb saw that I strap a cable to and put an antenna up. So I'm running off of a dipole for HF right now. And today, I guess my big longest distance, of course, I can't quite equal Saudi Arabia at this point, but I talked to somebody in Suriname, which I found out was a country right next to Guyana in South America. So that is now my furthest contact. So I was pretty excited about that. Really interested, I guess, in whatever anybody has to offer in terms of logging software, because now I'm making contacts a little bit further distance, and like to hear how you guys keep track of your logging. Back to you, Net, KI5 UKF.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'll give you my 2 cents since it's my net. When I'm working HF, I just leave QRZ open. A lot of guys like to use Logbook of the World, and that's great. I've never gone through the trouble of setting Logbook of the World up. It's a little more complex than QRZ, although I probably will eventually. But if you just leave that window open, I find that a lot of guys use it, and it works well. As far as, logging and any other type of software, you're going to want those logs to eventually work their way into either QRZ or Logbook of the World, so I find that it's best to just leave the website open for one of the two and log them directly. But I'll open it up, see if anyone else has any recommendations for logging HF contacts. And by the way, as Randy was just saying, 100 watts in a wire, you're good. I mean, it sounds like your dipole might be a little close to the ground for best performance. But if it's working, it's working. Suriname is definitely no slouch. We've got a pretty good, it seems, path into South America from here. So congratulations on those contacts and keep it up. So if anyone's got any recommendations for logging or antennas or otherwise for a new HF ham, come now. We've got Kilo India 5 UKF with us.
K5 MWA.
MWA won that double, so I'll let you have it first, Mike. Go ahead.
Alrighty, yeah, I'll just say that from the day I started, I was using QRZ.com, and I get all my confirmations through that, and I'm like Ray, I haven't bothered to go out and do Logbook of the World. If I started to get serious about contesting, I would. And I will tell you that my dipole is at the center is 10 feet off the ground, and around the edges is probably 10 feet off the ground. So, and I've gotten into Europe and Australia and everything on 100 watts and a few wires. And that.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah. I find on Log of the World I get a lot more confirms. I run right about 50% confirmation on Log of the World. Not even half that on QRZ. A lot of people don't confirm on QRZ. But I log all over the place. EQSL, HRD log. I'm just looking for confirms. But I use it's called DX Keeper. It's part of the DX Lab suite, and I use that to log, to create my ADIF files to upload to Log of the World. So that's my info about that. KI5OBD, back to net.
Hey.
Sounds like a couple of great recommendations. Thanks everybody on the net, and I'll look at some of the stuff on the web and at the cost, etc., and get back to you guys and see if we can compare notes. Thank you very much. KF5 UKF, back to net.
By the way, I can pretty much confirm Scott's opinion on Logbook of the World. You're probably going to get more confirmations there. And like I say, there will probably come a day when I set that up and when I'm more concerned, when I work more HF. I don't really work a lot of HF right now. At this point in my life, I have a pretty hefty career where I work a lot, big social life and all that stuff. There will come a day when Logbook of the World will become more important to me, and I'll get there. But for now, QRZ works for me, so that's my 2 cents. Anybody else have anything for KI5 UKF now?
UBS.
Hey, Rusty.
Yeah, so I am a Logbook of the World guy. I use CQR log. I'm running on a Raspberry Pi, so it runs Linux and Windows. CQR log will upload to Logbook of the World for you, so you can make that transaction easy. And then I also have stuff on QRZ, but on QRZ I just go and have it import from Logbook of the World, and you don't have to pay for any of that stuff. So I do everything on Logbook of the World, and then I have it update my QRZ, and then CQR log software also does, I think it's HDR log, QTH, and then club log. So it'll upload to a couple different places. But I've been using CQR log for my entire ham radio career since, 2019, 18, 19, somewhere around in there. I have no problems with it whatsoever, and it's free. So that's my 2 cents on that. WZ5 BBS, back to net control.
Steve, any comment?
Thanks for that, Rusty. It sounds like pretty interesting to have all those platforms update each other. That would be ideal, kind of cloud concept. So thanks for that. KF5GKF, back to that.
Yeah, I just opened a tab with CQR log. I'm going to download that and take a look at that. Thanks, Rusty. Anybody else got anything for KF5UKF tonight?
AC5G.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I was going to kind of mimic what Rusty said there, but in reverse a little. I actually use QRZ as kind of my main one, and then we'll import and export to Logbook of the World from that. I just find it's a little easier to do edits on mistakes and stuff and clean up before I get it in and out of Logbook of the World, which really doesn't let you change anything once it's in there. Another computer software, right now I just pretty much have WSJTX and Grid Tracker reporting straight to QRZ, and then Logbook for Old Ben seems to be another popular one. I've played around with it a little bit, but honestly, just the automation and WSJTX and Grid Tracker, just sending it straight out, kind of takes that middleman out of it for me. AC5G, back to net.
I have to follow up with that in that I highly recommend if you're doing digital modes with WSJTX at all, that Grid Tracker is a must-have. Because it is so nice. It auto-logs everything, and it's pretty darn sweet. So back to you there, Steve. Anything?
Yeah, I'm just getting started with phones, so I'm not going to be jumping into digital, at least for the next maybe few weeks. So great options, guys. Thanks so much. I assume when we're saying, I know it's phonetic QRZ, it's QRZ.com. Is that correct? Back to that. KF5GKF.
That is correct. QRZ.com. It's kind of like the Facebook for ham radio. And that's the thing I like about it is what he just brought up, that it's kind of easy to use. It's easy to modify things. It's not quite as locked down as Logbook of the World is. Logbook of the World is very hardcore. It's for those guys that are like, you know, you're contesting, you're making extreme contacts and getting like, you know, for real certificates and things. Which is great. I'm just not that hardcore these days yet. QRZ is, I mean, they've got awards and stuff as well, but it's a little bit more laid back. So, you know, they're both great for what they are. And I will, like I say, I definitely will be going into Logbook of the World eventually, but for now, QRZ works for me. So go check it out. If nothing else, you can create a nice little web page for yourself on there. So go check it out. It's good times. Anybody else got anything for Steve tonight?
Well, Kilo Alpha 5 Delta, might as well pile in.
Well, so I actually got to do a little radio stuff last week, this week, over the Memorial Day holiday, and I've officially made more than 75 unique parks on Parks of the Air, so that is cool. I'm really digging playing that, so thanks, Chad, for making that happen. We haven't heard from Chad recently. Maybe we'll hear from him tonight. So yeah, I did that, and then I also got the DX100 over on QRZ as well. So I've officially done 100 or contacted 100 different countries. So I've been kind of chasing that one down for a little bit, and that's the latest award anyway. After that, I'm kind of putting it back to bed and going to go do some other stuff. So yeah, Parks on the Air and the DX100 has been my super nerd update for the week. And then I noticed you put some emojis on there, but we got the GoBox channel on the Discord. So if y'all have GoBoxes or anything like that, go throw your photos up there, and let's go see your GoBox. That's about all I got, man. WZ5 BBS, back to net.
Kyle, hang tight. I heard that KA5D was trying to get in there on the conversation about logging, so I'll check back in with you here in a bit, Kyle. But first of all, I want to say, Rusty, congratulations on that DX100, man. That's a huge, huge thing. That's pretty cool. I've been working on my all 50 states on QRZ, and I've got Alaska and Rhode Island. I don't know if I'll ever get them, but we'll see. But anyway, if anyone's got anything for Rusty tonight for what he brought up, WZ5BBS is here. Come down to your name and call line.
NDS.
Go ahead, Rod.
Well, I should be coming through on the flagship station now. I just wanted to say, echo your congrats to Rusty. There, that's neat to get 100 countries. So, back to net control.
Go ahead, Rusty.
Thanks, Rod. I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. So yeah, it's been fun, and it's nice to have goals, and even if they're kind of dinky awards and whatnot, it's good to keep you focused on. So thanks. Well, I'll bring some ice cream by. We'll celebrate. WZ5BBS.
Anytime, man.
Oh yeah, you're talking Rod's language now. Yeah, DX100, man, that is super cool. 100 countries, man. That's great. Anybody else got anything for Rusty tonight? All right, nothing heard. Well, Rod, hang tight. We're going to check in on you here in a minute, but I want to circle back around to Kyle. Talk to us about logging, Kyle. What did you want to contribute there? Go ahead. KA5D.
Hey, Ray, this is Kyle, KA5D. How do you copy me?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Well, very good. On the logging conversation, I know that we had talked a lot about different ways, but I wanted to give a suggestion. If you're using Windows, and if you plan on not having internet access and also doing logging, and if you're really lazy and you don't want to copy things, or you don't even want to type in the frequency that you're on into the log, you just want the log to follow the radio through cat control, and do things like that. Not lazy, really. It's for contesting. If you want to get it done efficiently, I use N3FJP. N3FJP is the call sign of a guy who writes an amazing log program that runs on Windows. It interfaces with the radio directly. It interfaces with Log of the World, with EQSL, with Grid Tracker, across machines over the internet. It's pretty great and pretty cheap too. You do have to pay for it, but that's definitely been worth it if you want to get serious about logging. That's my 2 cents. Back to Nat, KA5D.
So, for reference, that N3FJP software is what the club uses during field day events, and it is rock solid. And by the way, you'll probably make contact with the software engineer himself during contests, so it's pretty cool. But I've only used it for field day, and it's interesting that you bring it up, Kyle, that it's that integrated. So I heard you say it integrates with Grid Tracker, integrates with all those things. So that sounds like an all-round piece of software. I've never even considered using it as just my daily logger. So it interfaces with Log of the World and QRZ and Grid Tracker. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I let N3FJP do all logging. I tell Grid Tracker just to shuttle all that information to N3FJP, which it can do natively, and it'll take care of it all. And yeah, you've seen the field day software, but that's actually he's got a whole suite for different contests. But there's an everyday logger called Amateur Contact Log, and it is a really excellent piece. I keep it open all day, every day, and it makes logging a breeze. And I am like one of the laziest loggers you've ever met. And but also at the same time, I'm very serious about keeping track of it. And I do have to agree. I got about 60% to 2/3 on Log of the World confirmations for QSO, so that's a really good way to go if you're in it for the long haul. Anyway, back to net, KA5D.
All right, man. Well, thanks. That's a big eye-opener for me. Like I say, I guess I should have assumed that he had other logs, other capabilities. I just have always used him for field day logging, and the guy, I've actually interacted with him personally when I had some issues with it. He's a great guy, and I'm a software engineer myself, so I understand his lingo, and he's been a great guy, and he's always good, it seems, with updates and stuff. So great, yeah, that's interesting. I just opened up another tab with AC log is what it's called when I googled it. So good stuff, man. Thank you for that feedback. Anybody have any comments on that on Kyle's input on the logging software? Go ahead.
AI5A/8.
Hey, Rick, what's happening?
Hey man, coming in on Echolink through a KA5D system, so hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, I also use N3FJT, and he has, like Kyle was saying, he has a whole suite of contest log programs, and he actually has a bundle where if you buy them all at once, you can get a really good price compared to buying all of them separately. And the nice thing about that too is if you run the AC log and then you're doing a contest, you open up one of the other loggers. At the end of the contest, there's an option to automatically transfer all of those contacts into your main log. So if you're doing a contest, be it field day or WPX or whatever, at the end of the contest, you just tell it to import all of those contacts into your main log, and then you can upload all of those contacts to LOTW or wherever else. So it's very integrated with the other pieces of software that he has. So it is Windows only. Unfortunately, I have to run it in a Windows VM on my Linux machine, but works well, and I've taken a liking to it. So back to you, AI5A/8.
That's good to know. Bummer about the Windows only, but if you can make it work, you can make it work, so there you go. And it's good to hear from you, Rick. I hope things are working out for you. All right, anybody else have any comments about this logging conversation? All right, nothing heard. That's a great conversation, and that's what the net's all about. So I appreciate all the feedback. Thanks, guys, for chiming in there. Let's see. That is the bottom of my list for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. I've made 2 calls for regular check-ins tonight. It is a controlled net, meaning that all stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. And so with that, I'll open it up for more check-ins. If anyone joined us super late and would like to join the net tonight, you do not have to be a club member. We just ask that you are, in fact, a licensed amateur radio operator. And so if you'd like to check into the net tonight, we'd love to hear from you. Come on now, your name and call sign.
This is Whiskey 5, Golf Charlie Hotel, Ron and Driftwood.
AI5A/8.
I double with somebody. Go ahead again, please.
Yeah, it's Rick, AI5A/8.
So we got Ron and Rick on the log. Anybody else? Keep them coming, guys. All right, nothing heard. Well, we'll roll back up there to Ron out in Driftwood, W5GCH. Hey, man, how you been? What's new?
Well, good evening, everybody. Good to hear you rave working the net this evening, and all the goings on with various members out there. And yeah, I got on
40 meters last Friday to San Diego, and that was my latest long-distance contact. So that's what I've been up to, and just taking care of things around the house here. I kind of took a break and went out and walked the dog when you were talking about having your audio level so high up on the net tonight, and when I came back here, but you've been kind of really low tonight on your audio level, and kind of have to turn the gain up on my radio quite a bit to hear what you're saying. But everybody else is blaring on through. Anyway, I just thought I would relay that to you and let you know what I'm hearing here anyway. But that's ECH, back to you.
Well, I appreciate the feedback, and when you said that, I gave it about a 10% gain. How do I sound now?
That sounds a little better.
Should I give it another 10 or leave it where it's at?
Yeah, you could do it another 10, I think.
All right, there's another 10%. How we sounded now?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Guys, by all means, holler at me. Let me know. I don't want you to have to listen to me, so let me know. Thank you, Ron. So I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, when things get squirrely around here, I've got so much going on that it takes a little tuning to get it all back to the sweet spot. So I appreciate the feedback. And I hope the dog got his business taken care of. And it was good to hear from you on Tuesday night. By the way, guys, we figured out Tuesday night that Ron's 2-meter antenna is sitting at about 1,100 feet out there in Driftwood. So he's kind of looking down on us lowly Austinites down here in the 800-foot zone of Austin, Texas. So that's one of the reasons Ron's so big and strong out there in the Driftwood area. We love to hear him on Tuesday nights on Simplex. So GCH tonight. Sounds like he's been working for 40 meters. Come now and give him a call sign. So Ron, I've heard strong. Have you dabbled into 20 meters at all?
I have. Actually heard Ernesto out there last weekend talking. I think that was Friday night. I forget if it was Friday night or Saturday night. I think it was Friday night. Anyway, I heard him, but his signal was kind of low here, and he was busy working some other people, and I didn't want to try to break in, so just let it go. But yeah, I didn't make out what he was saying. He's good, solid, understanding very clearly. So that's what I've done. W5GCH.
Yeah, Roger. Good stuff, man. Glad you could hear him. And that was Friday night. And I would have jumped in, but my dad come in just for whatever reason, just did not want to tune Friday night. And I don't know if you heard me say earlier, but Saturday afternoon, I went over to the radio and turned it on, hit the tune button, and it tuned right up. So I don't know if must have been some water in the transformer box. It dried out during the heat of the day. But anywho, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to hear from you, and we'll catch you next Tuesday or sooner if not. W5GCH, Ron, have a great weekend. And next on my list is Rick, Alpha India 5 Alpha Stroke 8, coming in through the KA5D system via, what you said, Echolink, right, Rick?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm coming in through Echolink on my phone here, so pardon the probably not so great audio quality, but hopefully it's workable. Yeah, been in Ohio dealing with some personal family matters here for the last month or so, haven't really been following too closely on club events. Been trying to check in on the Discord here and there, but yeah. Let's see, I did take a break from life and go to the Hamvention the weekend before last down in Dayton, Ohio, so that was a lot of fun. Went to Contest University the day before Hamvention started, and got to see a lot of really, really cool presentations by a lot of the top contesters. And some of them were recorded and are on YouTube, so check out Contest University 2022, and it should come up. And yeah, like I said, then I went to Hamvention, got a couple of deals there. Nothing too fancy or spectacular. I have to ship everything back to myself anyway, so didn't want to buy anything too crazy. But yeah, I got a couple of little odds and ends. So, and met up with a couple of old time friends. So it was a good time, and probably it's looking like probably Saturday I'm going to be flying back into the area for a while. So I'll be back at home at least for a little while, and might have to make another trip out to Ohio here in a couple weeks, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So yeah, that is my update. I've been studying. I've been listening to CW podcasts, trying to get my CW speed up as I drive around in the rental car and run errands and whatnot. So been trying to keep up with CW a little bit that way, and trying to get up to 20 words a minute head copy. So been working on that. That's about all I have for tonight. Appreciate you running the net, Ray. Hope you're doing well, and hope everyone else is having a good week and has a good night. Talk to you later. AI5A/8.
Well, thank you for the well wishes. I'm doing just fine. The wife and I recovered from the Rona a couple weeks ago, but we're doing much better. And I hope things are going well for you up there in Ohio and the Iowa area, and with the family business and things. I hope you get everything taken care of satisfactorily. And good on you for making Dayton. That's a good way to make good at the trip. And I bet it was a lot of fun. I know that there are plenty of us down here that are jealous that you were to make Dayton Hamvention. So that's pretty cool. And we're looking forward to seeing you back in town, man. Have safe travels, and I hope everything works out for you up there. And if you need anything, just let us know. And if anyone's got anything for Rick tonight, Alpha India 5 Alpha's with us tonight. Comment now with your name and call sign, please.
BBS.
Rusty, have it.
Hey, Rick. I've been missing hearing your voice, man. And, yeah, glad to hear things are going all right. And totally jealous that you got to go to Hamvention. That looked like a lot of fun. So, yeah, just wanted to echo Ray, man. If you need anything, let us know. And give me a call when you get home. Let's go grab a drink. WZ5 BBS.
Yeah, man, I will definitely be up for that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a call, give you a shout when I'm back in town, and we'll set something up. I appreciate that. And, yeah, can definitely use a couple of drinks to clear the mind. It's been a stressful month, I'll put it that way. So I appreciate that, both of you. AI5A.
Okay. He said a couple drinks, so that means I'm invited automatically, right? Yeah, man. It'll be good to hear you when you get back, buddy. Take care of yourself up there, and if there's anything we do, let us know. Anybody else got anything for Rick tonight? AI5 Alpha. Stroke 8 is here.
Yeah, 5PZN.
All right, nothing heard. Well, let me remind you that you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net tonight, and we just finished up our regular check-ins portion. And I'm about to give you a rundown of nets that happen in Central Texas. Starting on Sunday nights on 14.210, there is the 10-meter net, and that is an Austin Radio Club sponsored event. It happens at 3 p.m. on Sundays, and if you tune in to 14.210 on Sundays, your chances of finding W5NDS Rod on there are pretty high. He's a regular over there, so go check out the 10-meter net on Sundays at 3 p.m. Monday nights we have a Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club sponsored 6-meter net, and by net we mean rag 2, more or less. 50.125. We call it 6-meter Mondays, and we start on sideband at 50.125 at 8 p.m. and from there it's an experimental net. So we're likely to go FM, we're likely to go SSTV, we're likely to go CW. Who knows? Go check us out. Starting at 8 p.m. on Monday nights, give your 6-meter rig a warm-up and see how it does on Monday nights at 8 p.m. 30 is the Soundcheck net via hotspot right now on DMR, starting at 7:30 p.m. into the N508K DMR machine, which is currently having issues. But via hotspot, you can go in and check out the N508K's Brandmeister channel on Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. for the Soundcheck net. A good way to check out all your digital modes. And keep an eye on the DMR and digital mode channel on Discord for more information on when our DMR machine will be back up and operational so that you can go in directly via RF on Tuesday nights. Also on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. is Southside Simplex, called Southside Simplex because it started off as a bunch of Southies, but to be honest with you, it's pretty much everybody now. We have a frequency of 146.555. The 5s look like S's and they stand for Southside Simplex, and it starts at 8 p.m. on Monday nights. It's FM Simplex, and we do a lot of relay because guys try to jump in from all over town. And by the way, it's pretty cool. Far north, there is actually a crossband machine located at the 70-centimeter frequency of 445.95. 445.95 with a tone of 97.4. That crossbands directly into the 146.555 Simplex net on Tuesday nights. So if you can't join us via 2-meter Simplex on Tuesday nights, you can't hear us and we can't hear you, try the 445.95, and that's thanks to Kyle, KA5D, for hosting the crossband machine on Tuesday nights. Speaking of KA5D, Mr. Kyle, go check out the UT Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net on the KA5D system, by the way, linked to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club system, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on the KA5D system, frequencies which you can find by going to ka5d.com, or you can actually get to it through the Oak Hill system because we're linked to it on Wednesday nights. So go support the UT Amateur Radio Club. And by the way, I made a big deal out of Kyle because he's been hosting it lately. So between Kyle, KA5D, Rusty, WZSI-BBS, and others, we will maintain the UT Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net with hosts because their usual host graduated and moved on to California. And good luck to him out there in the big West Coast land. And until they have their own net control, and they should have one soon, go support them and keep that net on the air every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Thursday nights, the CW net, W5WTH started that about a couple of years ago now. It's been a while, and any and all skill sets are welcome. Even if you need software to decode CW for you, you got to go check it out. It's on 3532, give or take, on the 80-meter dial. And by the way, that's within the technician class privileges. So go check out CW on 3532 at 7:30 p.m. right before this net on Thursday night. And of course, you got this net, the mothership net, the worldwide motor mouth net that everybody loves. Every Thursday night at 8 p.m. the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, worldwide famous on multiple networks all throughout the country and beyond. Go check out our tab at n508k.org and look at the All-Star Node tab, and you'll see a bubble chart of the far-reaching influence of tonight's net, and we appreciate everybody joining us. And then on Friday nights is the world-renowned Trivia Net that happens at 9 o'clock, which is a great time because you can get all your stuff done and then get home in time for start making a little dinner and play a little trivia. 9 p.m. on Friday night, hosted by WZ5BBS Rusty, who is the host du jour every Friday. It's a great net, good times. You don't need any software to download. You just need access to the interwebs. Go to the website again, n5oak.org. Look on the Trivia Net tab. Click the big green button that says Join Game, and you're in, and it's a lot of fun. And if you have access to the radio, then you can hear the MC himself, Rusty, along with all the chatter that takes place. But if you don't, you can still play along. I played along while having dinner at restaurants, just via my phone, without audio. You can still play. It's a good time. So check out the trivia game every Friday night at 9 p.m. And I believe it's still connected through the KA5D system, so you might be able to connect to that as well. So there you go, trivia night every Friday at 9. And of course that leaves Saturdays, and Saturdays are all about parks on the air, summits on the air, and all sorts of on the air. And you can find out about what's going on, whatever any club member is doing on a Saturday by joining us on Discord. And if you're not with us on our Discord server, you're missing out, man, because it's got all kinds of information. Not only about what sort of activities are happening on Saturdays, but also information about different aspects of the hobby. We've got channels dedicated to every little aspect of it. So if you're not with us on Discord, go to n5oak.org and click the big purple button and request access, and we'll get you in there. And you won't regret it, I guarantee. So without further ado, let me reach out and see if anybody else has anything for this net before I shut her down. Anybody got anything for me tonight?
W5NDS.
Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, Ray, you misquoted the frequency for the 10-meter net on Sunday afternoons. It's 28.410. 28.41 megahertzes. W5NDS 73's everybody.
Sorry, Rod. Thought I had that one memorized, man. That's one of the notes that I just put away the last time I did the net because I thought I had it locked in, but I guess I didn't. So I apologize, guys. That Sunday 10-meter net is, as Rod corrected me, 28.410. So I apologize for that, and thanks for jumping in there, Rod. Anybody else got anything for the net tonight before I let her shut down? Okay, nothing heard. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. By the way, you've been listening to the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net. The Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's call sign is N5OAK. Our website is n5oak.org. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a great net as always, and especially a big shout out to the Crossroads ARC and all the new members who joined us tonight that have never joined the net before. And that includes Whiskey Alpha 7 FLE, and it's been a while since we heard from Brant as well, and N5Y. So thanks everybody for, and Richard, W5RD, thanks for checking in tonight. We haven't heard from those guys in a while. So thanks everybody for checking in tonight, and it's been a great one, always a good time, and I now return this frequency over to regular amateur use. 73, y'all.
Thanks for running the net, Ray. WZ5BBS.
Kilo India 5 Sierra Oscar Victor.